Today is a big day because finally we get to take down the tent. Now, if you're not familiar with our story, we have been using this tent as our home for the last 3 years, which is about 2.5 years more than I was hoping to, and at least a year more than we thought in the worst case scenario. We've not actually been living in there for a while. We've mostly been using it as storage for some of our stuff, which was not a great idea, but we are really tight on space whilst we're in the middle of a big renovation project. So originally we were sleeping in here, eating in here, relaxing in here, and slowly but surely we have migrated ourselves and our stuff into the house in just 1 or 2 rooms. But now that the weather's a bit nicer, the tent has dried out, and it's time to take it down before the rain comes again tomorrow. So how excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10 about the tent coming down?
So excited. Not only because it means we don't have to see it anymore because it's particularly disgusting, it means we're not using it anymore, which is amazing.
But it also means we can use our deck as a deck.
Exactly. We've got some furniture, we've got an umbrella, I can start putting some outdoor pots and flowers and things. It's very exciting. I do need to remove some brambles though. This one's not even attached anymore. It snapped off the tent about,
I don't know, 6 months?
6 months ago. Yeah.
Okay, I think we need to talk a little bit more about this tent and why it was a good thing initially and why it is not such a good thing 3 years later.
So this tent is now in a pretty disastrous state, but it was great for the purpose that we needed it for, which was some temporary accommodation on site that didn't cost too much, didn't take too much time to put up.
I'm going in.
Tell me when you're in.
If I have to tell you.
This is a bit weird. Okay, you're on.
Okay.
Up you go.
I'm trying to go up. Okay.
One up. Okay, are you going to be able to do the other one while you're in there? You have to just hold on while I find the other bits. Oh, these might be the center holes, not the A-frame.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, okay, so hold on a sec. Yep, go.
It feels like an episode of The Crystal Maze.
That didn't cost too much, didn't take too much time to put up, but it really hasn't lasted for 3 years, and it's probably never designed to last for constant use in Portuguese sun and rain. I would say 2 years was about the point where it started to degrade. So there is quite a bit of mold on both the inside and the outside, and we have tried to clean it quite a few times. Both of the zippers no longer work. We had to cut a hole in it for our wood burner, and then that has been subsequently used as a cat flap by all the village cats.
Mm-hmm.
But I think our biggest mistake was when we bought it, we had a fly that went on which protected it from the sun and the rain. When that broke, we took it off and we didn't replace it, and we should have. We did buy a sunshade for it, but we never got around to putting it on because you have to take the whole tent down to put it on. But we can still use that just by itself with the poles later this year, so we can have this nice outdoor but sunshaded area on the deck. But it worked really, really well for us for the first couple of years. In hindsight, maybe because it's taken a lot longer and we've still got a whiles before we're comfortable. A yurt would have been better, but would have been more expensive, would have taken some time. And being uncomfortable, I think, has also made us work harder on the house so that we can get in.
But also made us more exhausted.
Yes, so pros and cons of both. But I think for a 2-year period...
Or 6 months would have been better.
Well, yeah, 6 months, sure. But it worked really well for a period of time, and then it didn't. But it served its purpose, and it was fairly affordable when you compare it to rent or a yurt or something else.
Yeah, I think the breaking point literally was the zippers, because as soon as the zippers went, or they started to kind of catch and then they get stuck and then they would come kind of out of alignment, and we fixed them a number of times, but just the amount of UV in the sun really degraded the plastic. And it's a shame because we bought the pro model of this tent from Canvas Camp, and it has high quality zippers around the bottom but not on the doors, and that I think is a bit of a design flaw, because as soon as the zippers on the door go, which are not covered by the warranty, then you're really exposed to the elements, and that was definitely an issue for us. So even before we had the hole in the back for the chimney during the winter, the cats were coming in through the sides and under the zippers and marking their territory, shall we say. So we are quite pleased that it is now time to take it down, and that's exactly what we're going to do next.
Summer is coming.
Yeah, that's not great, is it?
Not very secure. I think this one is the same.
Lovely. Take this washing line down as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, memories.
Best day ever.
I really wanted to set it on fire, but
No,
that's not safe.
there's much better uses for this canvas.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find many ways to reuse the canvas. I feel like there's a lot less innuendo in the taking down than there was in the putting up.
Well, there's no sticking poles in anything.
I was never a big fan of this tent, but this is quite good fun. So if we just if we remove the inner poles and move them this way, it will collapse.
Yeah, and what I was just going to say is if we just take the bottom piece.
Oh yeah, we can take
Just
it down,
yeah,
down,
exactly,
like
exactly.
3 layers. Okay.
Is the camera?
It is.
Oh, here it comes. Oh, it's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Can you stay in there and I just pull it out?
You want me to stay in here with all the wasps?
Yes.
No, no.
I got this one.
Okay, good. Yeah. There's a lot of angry wasps in there because they had made a home in the roof space. Hey.
get the other top bit like I got.
Another top bit, yeah.
Walk on the tent and just pull it backwards so that it's... Right, and then we're going to walk it over and fold it over.
Oh, hang on, do you want me to try and unravel this? No?
Unravel it.
Well, because the tent flaps here are...
Oh, right. So the same kind of thing I was using here.
Yeah, how's that?
Yeah. Right, then come and get this. It's not the same issue. It's not so bad. Okay. Then take your two sides and just kind of walk it forward. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, Wally, your home is also now gone. You want them all in the middle, right?
Throw those cords in there. We'll get the opposite one to this, there. By the, yep.
Look at that colour.
Make sure you're picking up and looking at this bit as well. Yep. Just got to make it till next week when we have some more good weather again.
Yeah.
This needs to dry for a bit.
Yeah, okay. Well,
We won't need long.
alrighty, the tent is down and it's a bit wet underneath, so as we were folding it up we're just drying it off because we don't want to put it away temporarily with a whole load of moisture on it and end up with even more mold. So I think we can just kind of wrap this up with what is the plan for this, because we're not just going to chuck this in the bin. Of course we have a plan to reuse it in some capacity, so let's find out what that is. Sad times, hey?
No, it's not sad at all. So the Canvas Camp website has instructions on how to clean one of these tents. And I guess for the smaller tents it's very possible. So it's to put it into a big tank with some OxyClean and then be able to rinse it and hang it out. But this size of tent, we thought about putting it in the water tanks and doing that in there.
But then we'd have to clean those again.
But then you have to hang it up somewhere. Hang it up. They say put it over a car, which I guess would work. But because it's ruined and we're not going to use it as a tent anymore, I'm going to cut it up into sections and then clean each section individually, and then it can be drapes just over a clothesline or something, and then stitched all together in some way, shape or form to act as canvas covers for our outdoor furniture or anything else outdoors that needs protection from the weather. And we'll weatherproof it again, because we bought some weatherproofer, but then when we realized that we couldn't really clean it very well, we were like, no point putting the waterproofer in. And then the bottom one, it's a really good ground cover, so we can either use it out in the fields to act as a ground cover to prevent the weeds and stuff before we want to prepare the ground, or it can be not necessarily on the deck, but if you ever wanted to have a garden party that you wanted not grass, you could peg it down. It could act as a ground, and then you could put a rug on it or something. So, you know, if we ever decide to have a garden party where we want to put a nice marquee up, it could come in handy like that. So we'll just clean that and leave it in a one piece. But yeah, the canvas tent, I'll cut out all the zips. There's a couple of zips that still do work, like the one that's around the bottom. But everything else, I'm just going to cut it up, throw away the bad parts, which is not that many, and then repurpose all the canvas, because it's really good heavy-duty canvas. Just needs a good clean and then another waterproof. And we'll be good to go again. Might need to get a slightly more heavy-duty sewing machine though.
And we have no idea when that future will be, so you'll just have to stick around and see what happens to this tent in its new lease of life. But that is it for now. Thank you for joining us for this monumental moment in Make Do Grow history, the tent is down, and that makes me happy. So I guess we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.